Hello there, Ray here, and today I would like to share with you guys my simple AFK Phantom Farm that works with Looting 3. Over the course of the snapshots, we built up a lot of different types of Phantom Farms and other 1.13 farms, and we've been testing this one quite a bit during our streams. If you'd like to check out our streams as well as the archived ones, I'll put links down into the description if you want to see those. The way that the farm works is the player will be AFKing in this minecart here. You'll be in survival mode, and you'll be wearing some pieces of thorns as well as mending on them. And you can also be holding thorns in your offhand as well as a food source on you. Phantoms will come down from the sky and where they spawn, and they will hit you. And having many pieces of thorns, more pieces, the higher chance that the phantoms will be able to get hit back. By having 3 pieces, we have 83% chance that the phantoms will get some damage done to them. And for the phantoms to drop membranes, they will have to be first hit by the player, and because they hit the player and the thorns hit them back, it's counted as a player kill. And we will get the phantoms membranes if the phantoms die within 5 seconds of them hitting the player that has thorns. After the phantoms hit the player, then they will try to fly upwards, and they will get stuck in this boat. And this boat allows them to start taking max cramming because there is 24 minecarts in there, and this will do about 3 arts to them every half second. There's also some blocks above them, which allows them to get some suffocation damage as well. Now they'll die very quickly and they'll die fast enough so that they will be able to be killed within those 5 seconds, and this will give them a chance of dropping the Phantom's membrane, which can be used to repair your Elytras, as well as make the potions for slow falling. Just holding an armor piece that has the Thorns effect in either your main hand or your offhand will give you the Thorns effect, just as if you were really wearing it. This is a really cool trick that I discovered, I'll link it down in the description, a video that talks all about it. But we use this to allow us to be able to give the Thorns effect to the Phantoms without having this armor actually break. So there's no damage done to its armor, so you don't have to worry about repairing it, but it is helping us increase the chance of doing damage back to the Phantoms. And we could put one of these pieces in both our hands, and this would be even better yet, but we do need to have a food source to sustain the player from dying. Now when the Phantoms hit you, they will hurt you, so you want to have a food source on you. What I got is some stews. I got this in my main hand, and this I can just eat to re-heal me. And what I also have is a mushroom cow in front of me, which I can point at and AFK, my right click button held down. So every time I can just refill my stew, and so allow me to regenerate so the phantoms don't kill me. Now if you want to, you can just use cooked chicken. I have a small chicken farm here, and that will do the same thing. Now also, when the phantoms hit you, they will do some damage to your thorn armor, in which case you want to have the mending enchantment on them. And then when the phantoms die, since they're counted as a player kill, they will drop XPs, and we can use this to repair our armor. Now in hard mode, you can just have 2 pieces of Thorns armor on you, as well as 1 in your offhand. This is enough to kill the phantoms and sustain your armor. On normal mode, you can have 3 pieces, and you can even hold Looting Sword in your main hand, and have the food source in your offhand. This is pretty much 3 pieces just as before, except now you have 3 pieces that the mending armor has to try to repair instead of just 2 as before. But this setup, it helps because you have the Looting 3 sword in your main hand, which allows you to get a higher chance of getting the membranes. I did a lot of testing to see how the phantoms spawn and the way they react, and some of this may be a repeat from my previous phantom farm, but some has changed. The phantoms are able to spawn in the overworld at night or during a thunderstorm, and they are also able to spawn up above the player if they haven't slept for more than 3 nights. The longer that the player hasn't slept, the higher chance that the phantoms will be able to spawn. Phantoms spawn about 20 to 30 meters above where the player is AFKing, and they will spawn in a 20 by 20 by 50 meter high box. Now this place where they spawn has to be air. Phantoms are able to spawn about every 1 minute under the correct conditions, and they can spawn in groups between 1 and 4. The phantoms themselves will hold up the mob cap, so if you have too many of them, it'll prevent from other hostile mobs from spawning in the area. They only spawn if the player is above sea level, and that the player has sky access to him, so using the slime block, we can get sky access going down to the player. The phantoms themselves don't check to see if the mob cap's being held up before they spawn in themselves, and the phantoms will be able to despawn if they're more than 32 meters away. Now phantoms themselves are undead mobs, so during the daytime they will catch on fire from the sun, and therefore they will eventually die. Having a looting sword does help because looting sword allows it so instead of having a chance between 0 and 1 of getting a membrane from a phantom when killed by a player, the chances go from 0 to 4, which is quite a bit better. So I AFK'd in this farm and tested it for a couple hours. I got around about 15 phantom membranes per hour without using the looting sword, which I didn't think was too bad for such a simple setup as this is. The way you would set this up, as you can see, there is a single minecart that is sitting above some snow layers. You do need to have snow layers because that allows sky access to go to a player. You have something like a soul sand block, then it'll actually make it say that the sky access is 0 instead of 15, and then no phantoms will be able to spawn. And over here on the side, we have a soul sand, which is holding up 24 minecarts, which you can place in by placing them on a rail and then removing the rail. And these are being held in by these trapdoors on either side, as well as these cobble walls. Above, we have some solid blocks so that in case the phantoms can get inside the boat, in some circumstances, they don't take max cramming. In this case, they can suffocate by using these solid blocks. And we also have a sliding block here to give that sky access down to the player. We have a little bit of a edge here to allow it so that the phantoms don't directly be able to fly straight up. They kind of hit against this and they may creep in and get stuck into the boat. Now it is pretty simple. It's not 100% chance that the phantoms will get caught by the boat or that the phantom when it hit the player will actually get hit back with the thorns. But it works pretty good. And then when the phantom does die, the player is close enough that they can pick up the items as well as XPs. On either side, I have some cobble walls, and I was trying to prevent the phantoms from getting stuck in the boat before hitting the player. So I kind of had these cobble walls in case the phantom would come from this direction. He wouldn't be able to hit the player either way because he's coming from the opposite side. And this way he wouldn't also get stuck in the boat. And I also put some cobble walls here to do a similar thing, but also to prevent so many phantoms don't all come down and hit the player at the same time, because the boat can only hold 2 of them at a time. But I may tweak this farm a little bit more, kind of move around some of these blocks and see if I can improve it a bit. Although having a phantom farm by itself is kind of slow, but you can incorporate this into all your different types of AFK farms so you can get phantom membranes while you AFK and other things. So I have this command down here to test out different amounts of armor and stuff, and it's kind of cool. I want to show you the 1.13 commands where you can easily summon in stuff like you say execute unless there is an entity that is a phantom. So if there's no phantom in the world, then you can go ahead and then run a command that's going to summon in a phantom, that's where the phantom is located. So yeah, it really makes it nice for testing stuff. I did run into some problems that the 1.13 worlds are a bit laggy. I wasn't sure if it's because this world was a 1.12 world with a whole bunch of entities in it, then I upgraded to 1.13 and then I removed all the entities. The world's still running about half the TPS as it should be, but that's something to keep in mind when you upgrade your 1.12 worlds to 1.13. Sure, you make copies so that you can go to a backup in case something's wrong. In case you're wondering, this is a brand new world with nothing here, and we did look into what was creating lag, and I said it was something to do with mobs moving around. I will provide a world download to this world down in the description. A simple AFK Looting 3 Phantom Farm. I want to thank you for watching, and if you found this interesting, show me the like and share this with others. If you'd like to see more 1.13 content as well as other things I discover in Minecraft, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell button. And if you have any questions, be sure to ask me down in the comments. Bye bye!